Hey guys, let me show you guys how to make this animated book. It was done in After Effects, it was done in Illustrator, and it was done in Photoshop. So let's get right into it, guys. So I'm using Adobe Illustrator to create the 2D book. So I'm going to start off soon here with a rectangle. Yeah, it's coming, don't worry. I know I'm kind of slow. Just want to give a little disclaimer here. I'm new as a graphic designer, guys, and I'm sure anybody can tell that by looking at this video, but I am doing my best to learn along the way, and these are some of the things that I've learned, and I just wanted to share this tutorial. Anybody out there that wants to try it, it's beginner friendly. It moves slow. Everybody can skip ahead if you'd like, but hey, I'm new, okay? Please give me a break. If anybody has some tips and tricks and all that please reply in the comments, or leave a comment, I shall say, to let me know your tips and your tricks. But anyways, guys, back to the tutorial. So I did use the line segment tool to create the rest of the book after doing the rectangle. I did use the arc tool as well at the top. I'm going to use it again right now to do the bottom right here. So now that's the spine, it's been built out. I will go back and use the line segment tool again in order to add some lines to make it look like paper when a book is closed. So basically all the tools here for this book was the rectangle, then the line segment tool, and then the arc tool. So we're almost completed here for this 2D book. So I'll be using this to do the little animation. I did try it with a mock-up, an actual book. It did not come out so great, so that is why I decided to just illustrate my own book in Illustrator, and then all the images would be fit onto this book. Okay, so we're almost done here, guys. I'm just adding some more lines. I did reduce the stroke thickness to give more of just a volumized, detailed look to it. So we're almost complete here. This is just the first step, and then we'll be plugging this book into Photoshop. So right now I'm just going to be zooming in here because I'm going to be cleaning up the lines as much as possible. Some of the lines have gone over and they're not adjusted correctly, so just doing some cleanup and some adjustments right now, and then I will also go and look at some of the arcs that I've created just to see if they're done well or if they need a little bit of tweaks. I believe at the end here, yes, it needs some tweaks here, so I'm going to just make sure that it's joined together because at a moment it was not joined. And I know that these are just minor details, but still, you know, as a graphic designer, we do strive for perfection even as beginners, and I know this is not close to perfect, but still trying at the end of the day until I actually get there. So the book is done. That's great. We are now moving into Photoshop. I did not save it with any fill because I'm going to be filling the book with my design. Again, beginner, if you guys have any tips and tricks, please let me know in the comments below. This is the way that I'm doing it, and I'm just going based off of that. So at the bottom here, I do want to fill it to make it white because I want to showcase the pages as white, and I did not decide to fill it in Illustrator. I decided to warp this and fit it into the book. So for Photoshop, guys, everything that we are putting into Photoshop, all the images and also this white shape, we're going to be warping all of it. So if you wouldn't want to skip ahead, by all means. However, this is what I'm doing to add the fill, the white fill to it, to show that the paper would technically be white, and I'm just playing around with it until it's almost or mostly perfect. It is a bit of a tedious process, and again, disclaimer, I am new, so this is just the way that I'm doing it at the moment. So I'm done with that now. I'm going to be adding in the actual front cover of my design for the book. Okay, so here she is in all of her glory. So I'm just going to scale her down, or scale her a bit to where I think is best, and then I'm going to warp as stated before until it fits the actual book cover. Okay guys, so I'm just going to speed up the process a bit. You can also feel free to skip past all of this part if you already know how to warp. If you actually know a better way of doing this than I do, again, please leave that in the comments. But all I'm doing right now is just warping it. I'm getting the spine right now, and then I'm going to warp that as well. I did drag all of them below the actual illustrated book that we did in Illustrator, so that it can sit underneath the book and not on top, and I can still get some lines in from the actual book. Okay, great. So the front cover is done. Looks great. Now we have to work on the back. So what we're going to do is open up the same illustrated book file and then just flip it horizontally. And I copy and pasted the fill, the white fill for the pages from the book. And I'm also going to flip that as well from the original one. So we're going to flip that now. And then we're going to fit that in there. I will drag this layer below. There we go. So before I do the official back cover, I'm going to add back the spine into this side because I have to also warp it back. I am going to position it in a way where it looks like, you know, when it's at the back of the book, it's kind of further on the other side. So that was the best that I can say that, guys. I know you're like, what is she talking about? But just get a book, flip it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Okay, all right, with a spine. Okay, with a spine that has detail and writing and all that stuff on it. If not, and it's blank, then you're just gonna be confused. Okay, so we're warping that here. I'm going to speed up the rest of this video as well. If not, we're gonna be here for ages, guys. We're gonna be here forever. Let me speed it up for you. So we're almost done with the spine of the book, guys, and then we're going to move on to the official back cover of the book, which is chef's kiss, my favorite. I know that's a bit crazy to say because of the front cover, but I really do love the back. I had more fun and played around with it more. Let me know if you guys like the front or the back better. So I'm just cleaning up any lines, and then I wanted to make both of these more pungent in the colors, so I will be color grading both the front and the back. First, gotta save and organize our files. Okay, so you'll see me here. I'm playing around with the hues and the saturation. I'm also playing around with the vibrance and the brightness, and I will actually copy all of that and paste that onto the back cover. So first we're going to work on the front cover. I've already added a couple here. You can play around with yours as much as possible, whatever you like as well. That's one thing that's great about Photoshop. Do what your heart desires. You want to make it cold tone, you want to make it warm tone, you want to change all the colors into the rainbow. Hey, you can do anything in Photoshop. So I'm just adding all that stuff there, and then shortly I will be copying and pasting it into the back as well. First I manually type it, and then I was like, oh, I can copy and paste this. There we go. Yeah. See, these are the things as a beginner, right? I feel like this is even worse than a beginner, but it's okay. Don't judge me, okay? I'm starting from somewhere. Okay, so we're in After Effects now. I will leave it titled as Comp 1. I will leave the time at 30 seconds. I do cut it down at the ends, especially when I was rendering it, guys. I've learned that if you cut it down to whatever time it really is at, it helps with the rendering time, right? So I will cut it down later. I'm just using the 30 seconds just in case if that's what I need or not. But at the ending of the video, you guys will see. So I made sure that it was the size of a YouTube video. And I did add a solid there. And then I went to gradient ramp to search it. I'm about to search it right here in effects and presets. And I'm going to add it to the solid layer. So first things first, start off with the solid. Then I added the gradient ramp to the solid. And I'm just going to change it to the colors that I think would fit the book or help to make the book pop out more in the composition. I'm picking maybe a light pink. Yes, light pink. Kind of like a cotton candy kind of vibe. Kind of good. I was going to do radial. Maybe we'll just stick to linear. I think linear is good. Yeah. Okay. Next steps. So we're going to add or import the Photoshop files, the front and the back of the book that we created in Photoshop after all that warping. Yes, we did all that work for something perfect. So I'm going to add it down here to the timeline. I will rename each of them because I do not know the front and the back unless I use the eye to shift there to see. But I will just rename them for the title to be shorter so that I can see. Okay. So we're gonna finish renaming this here. Perfect. And I did, if you guys saw, change the solid layer. I moved that down and then I moved the other two up because the solid layer was blocking, right? So we're gonna scale both of these up to the exact same size. So working on this one first. Okay, now we move on to the second one. Perfect, so they match. You can always copy and paste that. I just did it the hard way, but that's okay. Only took me 2 seconds. Okay, so those two boxes that I clicked there, guys, that is for 3D elements. So I clicked those two to make the two objects 3D, and I right clicked, added new for a null object, NULL. If you're like me and your glasses ain't sitting right, you can't see properly, but that is what I put there, NULL. So this is going to help with the rotating effect that you guys saw at the beginning of the animation. So when I turn the book, it will showcase the front, and then slightly will start turning, and then it will showcase the back. However, I have not parented them as yet, so we'll not do that. But now I did. So now you guys see that it's there. I'm going to play around with it just to show you guys how it works. So perfect, it's rotating, but you cannot see the back as yet because we have not altered the positions, which we will soon enough. All right, so I'm going to change this back. I'm going to put it to 0. I just wanted to show you guys how it works and how it looks when you're going to use the y-axis. So that's what we're using, the y-axis, to change it. Okay, I did end up closing the layer here, but we will reopen it. Guys, sorry, I'm a little bit tired today. Okay, so once we reopen that, we are going to add a keyframe right at the beginning of the video. Okay, so on the Y rotation, I'm going to rotate it slightly to where I would want the back cover to start to be shown in the video. So I'm adjusting it to my liking, and then I'm going to go to the back cover and I'm going to change the position. At the top, the position, I'm going to change it until I see it right here where it should be placed. It must be placed properly enough. There, perfect. So now when you turn the book on the Y rotation, you can now see the back. So the position, offsetting it, ended up putting it right into perspective. Perfect. Okay, haha, I know people are going to be laughing at me about this. Again, beginner friendly. I'm adjusting all of the elements and the layers the hard way. I know. It's okay, we're adjusting it here. I'm believing I'm going to probably put it around 8 to 10 seconds for the composition. I think 30 was a bit much, but I just wanted to try it to see, you know, how if I would actually need all that time or not. But it's a very simple animation. Not on the level where we're doing crazy stuff as yet, but I would love to be, and I will get there. And I'm sure you will as well. No worries. So let's move forward with animating the rest of this book. Okay, guys, so I'm going to move our time indicator over a couple seconds each time, or more than a couple seconds. And I'm going to keep playing around with the Y rotation to rotate it all the way until it comes back into perspective. Or actually, I think I'm going to play around with the back a little bit. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep it moving a bit, showing a bit fluidity there. I think that is looking pretty good on the final keyframe here. So I'm just going to be moving the book a little bit back and forth, a little rotation thing going on. My computer is very angry with me right now, guys. I got all of the forbidden apps open at the same time, so it is not happy. There was too much work was happening on this computer today, so it is lagging a bit. So I'm sorry that you're not able to see it properly. I will upgrade my computer soon, guys. However, I wanted to show you guys the next steps. Please stay awake with me on this. I am going to select all of the keyframes, go to Keyframe Assistant, and use Easy Ease. So applying that allows for it to be more natural, more flowy. It's not so harsh with the rotation, leaves a better off animation, right? So next thing I wanted to show you guys here is, I don't know if you guys realize, at the beginning of the video, the back part of the book, the white is peeking out. So all I did in order to adjust that was just adjust the starting of the layer. For the back, when it was coming in, I put it to come in and start at a later time. So when the rotation starts to hit, the back will already be shown and it will not show the back right at the beginning of the video. So just that little adjustment helped to clear that problem up. Just wanted to show you guys that as well. And the comp is basically done. Okay, so on the time navigation bar, I'm just going to drag it over here back to where the comp will end. So around 10 seconds is what I put it at. So I already had my render queue open, and I'm going to specify where I want the file to be saved at or to be rendered at. So that will go in my downloads. I will name it something that makes sense because I need to organize my files, guys, and I advise that you do the same. If you do not know how to get your render queue open, what you can do is you go to composition at the top of After Effects there, just file edit composition, click composition, and you put add to render queue. Then you will see it open there. Or you can use the shortcut Ctrl+M, and then that will also open it as well. Okay, so now it's rendering perfect. I pressed the button render. Don't forget to press that, guys, after you specify where you want it to be saved. This is the final product. I had so much fun creating this video, guys, and this design. Please subscribe to my channel and let me know what you guys think in the comments.